That was a good clap.
That was a very, it had a bit of swagger, that countdown.
I know, it's because I'm chill.
It's because you're what?
Chill.
Chill, are you?
I'm so chill, I'm super chill.
That's good to hear. Do you think that's,
how are
you normally, like, is it like quotidian chill, everyday chill, or is it like your kind of, your standard operating procedure, or is it
No, I'm not sure
unusual?
It's SOP. I think I swing around a bit. Sometimes I'm chill, sometimes I'm not so chill. Today's chill.
Nice. I was actually thinking, just this morning, I was thinking how much of my life I think I might have spent trying to be in control.
Ooh.
Not of people. Well,
Of yourself?
Of things.
Of the situation?
Yeah, of all of it. And I just, had that very obvious that we're just not, are we?
No, not really.
Nothing. It's just all... It's all uncertain. It's all out of control.
It feels a little bit like this might be a segue into the time the wheels came off for Simon...
This is a podcast in which two friends talk about the pleasures, absurdities, and imperfections of being human. I'm Simon Ellis.
And I'm Lee Miller. Welcome to Midlifing.
No, it's actually, I think, the opposite. I think it's like, it's like liberty, freedom.
Oh, do you feel released?
Yeah, I think it's just a reminder that all that effort to make sure things happen in particular ways or to organise one's life in a particular way comes to naught. And it's just like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Hit me with your best shot.
It's a great way to be in the world.
Don't you think?
I want to know about your ears. How are you doing?
Oh. So I had my microsuction yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But it turned out that
how was it being sucked little?
It was
Little suck.
trying to think of a joke there. Nothing's coming to mind. It turned out that I needed a macro suck on a big suck on one side.
Oh, there was just too much compacted wax and
So
gubbins?
I've never had my ears cleaned, and they show you the video. I can't believe we'd rather talk about this than talking about being out of control. Or do you think there's nothing else to say about that?
Well, I mean, we can circle back, but I'm genuinely worried about catching up with your health rather than a sort of a broad spectrum existential blah blah blah. So tell me.
Show title. So I haven't ever had my ears cleaned, and apparently there are two ways of doing it. One is where they sort of squirt water in there and then get it out, and the other one is this microsuction procedure.
Okay, right.
I'm going to call it a procedure to make it sound like I was,
Oh yeah.
I had to wear a back to front gown and all that kind of stuff, which I didn't.
Don't say that, because now everybody's just thinking about your bare buttocks.
I think that's exactly what people should be thinking about while I talk about my earwax.
Speaking of bare buttocks, I just need to tell you something.
Oh, goodness, I love a segue like that. Wait, can I guess? No.
Go on, you can guess if you want.
Speaking of bare butt, does it have anything to do with bare buttocks?
Well, it has to do with the covering of buttocks. So
Underwear.
In that sense. Yeah, well done.
You've got some new underwear.
No.
Do they cost £150 a pop?
No, they don't.
Do you call them pieces? I've got this.
No, but you're quite close. They are more expensive than my current underwear by a significant
More expensive than my car. I've got EV underwear. Go on, sorry.
I've decided after being a trunk wearer for probably 30 years.
Oh, briefs.
No. No, this is the big... I'm taking a big swing, literally, towards the boxer. Yeah.
Wow, hang loose, baby, hang loose.
I just decided, this might be a little TMI.
It's about manlyhood, isn't it? It's about sustaining your your verve.
I mean, it's not, because my verve window has closed. It's more about the fact that I've come to the gentle realisation that no matter how tucked in you are in underwear, at some point during the day, no matter how well constructed they are, and I've got all these fabulous 3D printed, undie cakes,
I bet you do.
Something will eventually slide out, and then you find yourself going, oh, and trying to rearrange. And the other day, I went for a walk with the dog, wearing only my pyjama. This was like at 5 o'clock in the morning, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. So just to be clear, this was not a moment where anybody was likely to catch me. And I just went for a walk in my pyjama shorts with no support, as 'twere.
Wow.
I've never felt more comfortable.
That's cool. What's it called? Going cargo?
It's going Commando. Yes.
Thank you.
So I thought to myself, perhaps...
Army something.
Yes. Perhaps the whole thing that's been bothering me is not that I'm not supported. It's just that when something goes astray, I become super aware of it. So I thought, you know what?
Just let it be astray.
Buy a nice pair of boxes and let's see how it goes. So watch this. Don't watch this space because that's too much information. But listen to this space.
I mean, it's a different kind of podcast for sure.
It is, yeah.
I'd have to tick the X-rated box.
Yeah.
How did you decide on which boxer shorts to buy?
I went with a familiar company whose shirts I buy. Right. And I like their commitment to
Egyptian cotton.
Yeah, but it's also a commitment to transparency and sustainability. So you know where the cotton's grown, you know where the fabric is milled, you know where everything is stitched, you know what people get paid per hour, you know what the markup is. All of those sorts of things I just find really useful because that's why I'm ending up paying, quite a lot more for a pair of underpants than I would have done
at M&S.
Oh, God, yeah. It's probably 4 times as much as a pair of M&S underpants. But
I have 3 pairs of boxers. I used to wear boxers all the time. I spent many, many years I was in boxers. And I used to wear boxers and shorts, which was tricky, I think.
Well, yeah, because people will be doing the whole, put the mouse back in the house kind of thing.
Yeah, there was a bit. And I didn't realise. I was pretty unself-conscious about those kinds of things, which was great for me, but not great for other people. Yeah, just...
How did you manage to be unself-conscious
about
the fact...
Never occurred to me.
It never occurred to you that people could see your junk?
Yep. Never occurred to me. And then there was a point at which I saw a photograph. I went, "What's that?" I went, "Oh."
Seriously?
I should find the photograph. You would absolutely wet yourself.
I mean, I have to ask because everybody wants to know. Were we talking full twig and berries? Just twig? Just berries? What was the deal?
Just twig.
Just twig. Wow.
Anyway, back to earwax.
Wow. So anyway, yeah. So you're not wearing a back to front gown, but you're using the word procedure to talk about having things sucked out of your ears. But you needed macro on one side. Go on.
So on the left side, which was I think was my better side, she's like, I mean, it's amazing sound. When something's basically has some kind of effectively a micro vacuum cleaner in your ear. Wow, the sound! And I just as I do in those kinds of things, it's kind of an extraordinary sensory experience. I mean, like nothing I've ever had. And so I was just enjoying it and got the giggles. She had to stop. She goes, "Are you okay? Are you in pain?" I said, "No, I'm just." And anyway, she pulls out this, and it was this the size of a pea. This
holy cow!
Yeah, I mean, I'm not kidding. And black.
Holy double cow!
And the before and after shot was hilarious because afterwards you could actually see my eardrum. Before it was just like black hole.
Wow!
Yeah. And then
what has this? I'm desperate to know what this has done for the tinnitus, maxitus.
She had a good go at the right hand side, and then she goes, "No, I just can't get there." So I've now got one ear good,
right,
and one ear not still blocked, and so I've got to spend another week with olive oil lying on my side.
So it's just you've got to spend even more time dissolving the debris.
Yeah, I think just softening it because it's a big chunk. So what it means is it's made. I thought, it feels better. There's made no difference to the tinnitus.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So a little bit of a come down, a little bit of a. There's still a little bit of a chance because it's definitely moving, which is a good sign. Also, there's lots of things about it. The fact that it was sudden onset, it's a good sign that it might just be. But I'm also kind of I think that's partly what I was thinking about with the control thing. Was like, wow. This is out of my control. I have to just ride with it. Yeah. And for good.
Oh.
Except when I'm lying awake at 2 o'clock in the morning going, that's a loud noise.
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah, there's not much else to say about that. But yeah,
no.
Wow, I wanted to keep that bit of, I wanted to take it home, but then I just lost my nerve.
What were you going to do with it?
Show people.
Gross.
Take photos.
Gross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't. I lost my nerve asking. She was so funny. This young woman who was scrounging around in my ear. When do you get to see inside your body like that? I mean, yes, other people's body. Like it's just beautiful.
Oh,
so that's
wow.
it. That's all I got.
Oh, that's all you've got.
Nothing. Yeah, that's all I've got. I've got out of control and one de-waxed ear.
I quite like the idea of one ear at a time.
My goodness, though, the difference between them, my left ear just feels like, it feels like I've got a new ear, Lee Miller. A completely new ear. How long have I been just tolerating?
Will you enjoy music more, do you think, now?
I don't know, but I won't have to lean in quite so closely to people when they're talking. Although at the moment it's quite bad because I can hear nothing. I can hear a little bit out of one and then all good on the left. Yeah.
Oh, so there's just like lots of spinning around. Oh my gosh, that's...
But I was pretty excited about it, I have to say. And I had a little bit of apprehension, I think, because it's been hard. I haven't slept so little in my life as I have the last 2 weeks.
And you are a prodigious sleeper.
Well, I've been doing.
You're a light sleeper. You've always been an easy to wake, but you're also an easy to fall asleep. Exactly. So I think of you as somebody who.
Yeah. I've been napping a lot though because I've just had to because I've had so little sleep in the night where it's just. Yeah, I think I said to you last week. I am sleeping quite literally with a Bluetooth speaker next to my ear, playing the sounds of 2 to 4 kilohertz rain.
Yeah, just to yeah.
It's super sexy. Let me tell you.
I can well imagine. Well, as you know, I've been sleeping semi-alone because Bob's been away. She's back now.
Oh, yeah,
I had a conversation with her on the phone 2 or 3 nights ago, and I said, I'm just not getting any sleep. I just don't know why. And she said, I think you do. I think you do know why. It's the hairy man. And I was like, well, yeah, I guess the hairy man is causing some problems. She said, what if? I mean, this is like just crazy. But what if you were to put him in another room?
Yeah.
I was like, I suppose I could try it, but I don't think it'd make any difference. Turns out, everybody was right.
Yeah,
I just needed to not have a big, hot, hairy, stinky dog staring at me at 4 o'clock in the morning, wagging his tail going, you'll never guess what's happened. I've woken up. You'll never guess what. I could eat breakfast. Hey, what if, and this is a crazy idea, but what if you got up and gave me my breakfast?
And we went
Isn't
for a
that
walk.
a good idea? Oh,
yeah, this is, you're talking, basically that's what life was like for Lil for many, many years with me, was me waking up and going, are you awake yet? Are you awake yet? Are you awake yet? You're not. Yeah, I think it really did drive her bananas.
Here's a question for you. As the as the new build, well, it's not really a new build, as the reno is happening over in Sassari. Question. Yep. Are you having 2 rooms where Lil can lock you up so you are not allowed to pester her? Are you awake yet?
You mean in the new?
We can go and get an espresso. Come on.
In the new building, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't. I did think about. I've got a friend actually who he's been sleeping outside. He has a balcony.
Oh.
Yeah, and
how lovely.
Yeah, and I think it might get quite cold in the winter, but
he can come in presumably in the winter time if he
wants. Turns out for him that he just sleeps so much better outside.
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah, and I was thinking I might try it. I'm a little bit tempted to put a mattress outside and to hi Jeffrey, and give it a go. Give it a go. Oh.
Well, I mean, hats off to you, but are you going to sleep underneath the mosquito net? Because that's my worry.
Where, here or there?
When you sleep outside, presumably that's going to be... Oh, were you thinking about doing it here?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing it here.
What?
What do you mean?
In Coventry?
Yeah, what? What's wrong with that?
I mean, it just doesn't feel very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Mediterranean?
Warm. Yeah, exactly that.
Well, the point is not about warmth. It's about sleeping outside, the way we've evolved to have slept. Something like that.
I'm sorry. I'm going to desperately call bullshit on that.
He doesn't. If you don't call it desperately, like what other kinds of ways of calling bullshit might there be?
No, it's just when people do the whole like, I'm going back to that whole foraging about. Oh, fuck off. We have been socialised and we have been living in buildings for such a long fucking time.
Yeah,
it's just nonsense.
What if it is that I ended up sleeping better outside? Though that's just a different thing.
That's
regardless
fine.
of the reason.
You can. I would just say a change is as good as a rest. It's when people say, "Oh, I'm rewilding my sleeping habits." Oh, fuck off, you're not. And it's that kind of. I might be having. This is not your friend. This is me having a strong response to people who I live around in Totnes. Put your fucking shoes on. Oh, but it's so much better to be in relationship to thought. No, it's not. It's not. Because, first of all, when we were walking around without things on our feet, we weren't walking on concrete and rock and tarmac, you absolute dick. We were walking on sand and soil and grass. It was a totally different thing.
These are responses coming out of your chilled feeling right now, is that?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're chilled and not unchilled, because then I'd have to take off my goodie if
it's funny. It's funny. I was talking about a friend at work today whose tendency when he's in an overwhelm is to get a little sad. And I said, and I really feel for him. And Bob went, because your tendency when you are a bit overwhelmed is to just get angry. And I was like, yep. She said, I think that's probably better for your heart in the long run. Rather than taking everything in, you just push it out.
She said that's better for your heart.
Yeah, it's like better, well, you know. Yeah. Because I don't hold anything in. I'm just like going, it's all their fault. Murder, death, kill.
So yeah, anyway, yeah, I get the, and I'm going to have a raw lunch, just protein. I actually went out and killed a squirrel by hand this morning. You'll be pleased to know, with a spear, and it's on a stick. I've put a stick up its bum, and it's rotating on an open fire right now on my balcony next to my bed.
I am so confident that you wouldn't even begin to know how to
skin a squirrel,
how to gut and skin a squirrel or any animal.
I reckon I'd be pretty bad at it, but I could get the skin off.
Oh,
eventually.
Yeah, do you reckon? Yeah.
I mean, I've seen that done enough.
In real life or on television?
Both. Okay, but the gutting, yeah. Again, I think you know, it's not that complex, is it? In terms of like getting rid of entrails and all that stuff.
Except this is easy to leave stuff behind, and is your knife sharp enough? That's the question I'm always going to ask. How sharp is your knife?
Yeah, right.
because I've been in lots of people's kitchens and I pick up their knives and I don't even know I'm doing it. I'm turning into my dad and I just rub my thumb over the knife blade and go, dear me. Get me a whetstone and some olive oil.
The problem is not my lack of knowledge or understanding of how to skin and gut an animal, but the sharpness of my knives.
Everything comes down to the implements. Do you have the right tools for the job? Speaking of which, after our conversation last week, I decided I was going to hang 2 new lamps on the wall.
Oh.
I got very excited. I knocked the wall. I went, yep. This is a nice solid wall. I got
at home or in the other place?
At home, in Totnes. I started to drill into the wall. And about a 6-inch circle of horsehair and lime just fell off, and there's just stone behind it. And I reminded myself, oh yes, that's right. I live in a house where people didn't have power tools, so the idea of piercing the skin of the fabric of the building, no, why would you do that? So I ended up attaching them to the bed instead, and it's all very Heath Robinson in our house, but still,
I don't know what did you do with the big chunk of wall that came out?
I fixed it.
Oh, and what's Heath Robinson?
Oh, it's a fella who bodges things. Google it.
Right.
Yeah. It's quicker than me explaining it. But as we speak, in the other room, David is reliming the area around the window.
And so it's almost done.
Yeah. And this is the second coat. I think there's one more to go after this. Simon, it is so pretty.
And it's limestone, right?
So yes, and I've just looked it up. You heat up limestone, which is calcium carbonate or CaCO3, in a kiln, and that releases carbon dioxide and transforms the limestone into quicklime.
Thank you for looking that up and saving me the post-conversation prattle on.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. But it's beautiful. I'm not going to paint it.
Can I go back to control?
Yeah, of course you can.
I want to ask you, when do you feel most out of control in your life, or when have you felt? Two questions.
When I wake up until I go to sleep.
No. So I'm going to have to pretend that I heard all of that, but you were dropping in and out constantly. So I think you were talking about something to do with, being in control at work, but not being in control at home, or was it the other way around?
Yeah, that was it. It was neither. All I was saying was the expectation is that you're supposed to be in control at work, and I don't really feel like I am, and I don't feel like I'm supposed to be in control at home because the world's too complicated.
Yeah, gotcha. I think there's something for me, which is I think I do lots of things. You know this of me. I'm a very orderly person, and one of Lil's words for me would be programmatic. Here's a set of things. I'm going to effectively, you might say execute, which I don't like even using that language because it just feels ugh. But I think there's that's a very strong side of my personality, that kind of sort of sense of order and organization. And I think the kind of gumboot psychology version of that is, trying to control one's life. But there's a sort of part of me which goes, yeah, I guess I could read it like that. But there's another part of me which goes, in order to do that, it kind of also makes me feel like I can do anything now. Like there's a sort of sense of freedom about it. But maybe as I say, the gumboot psychology, the gumboots just fall off at that point. But